What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. We are back. I'm back from vacation, and we are back on our grind. So listen, this is a new season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We have been waiting. It has been a really long time since we have gotten some new Love and Hip Hop. So let's jump into it. First things first, Yandy is in Atlanta now. Yandy has moved out of New York. Her and Mendeecees decided that is the best thing for their family, the best thing for Mendeecees. He said, listen, you know, I love New York. I want to always be a New Yorker. But at the end of the day, I got to do what's in the best interest of my family and me. I need to get out of this environment. I need to get my kids out of this environment. Want to move to the suburbs. Want to give them the best opportunity. Listen, that is what parents do. That is a very selfless explanation. I was going to say, listen, I don't know what I was going to say. But it's a very selfless explanation. And listen, that is what parents do, you know. Yandy is in, I guess she's from Atlanta. Her dad lives there. Her cousin moved down with her. So she has her village around her. Looks like they moved into a really nice home down there. And, you know, she's doing some things. Now, she is still very much an activist. We have, when this was filmed, it was the 1 year anniversary of Breonna Taylor coming up. She was going to Kentucky. You know, Mendeecees is nervous. He's worried about it. He said, listen, I've seen my wife maced. I've seen her arrested. You know, I know that they always go with the intentions of peace, but that's not always what ends up happening. Later on in the episode, we see her link up with Young Jock, and we see her go on his radio show and, you know, further discuss what was going on and going down to Kentucky and things like that. And Jock was like, listen, that sounds like a noble thing. I might have to rock with you and come down with you. So, you know, listen, people can say what they want to say about Yandy, but, you know, she's in Atlanta now. Let's rock. Next up, we meet on one of the new members for this season, Young Baby Tay. Now, Young Baby Tay is a rapper, singer, entertainer. Her mother is Dior Ferris. You guys may or may not be familiar with Dior Ferris. She was the one that sang Penny with a Hole in It, right? Is that her? They say I'm Helpless as a Penny with a Hole in It from the Love Jones soundtrack. One of the best soundtracks ever. But anyway, she said, my mama got a Grammy, so I got to win at least 2. When we see her talking to her friends and just talking about how far she has come. She now has her music being played in, you know, venues that she used to not even be able to get into, you know. She's going to be opening or headlining for the South by Southwest Festival, which was done virtual this year. So we see her later on in the episode filming her performance for the South by Southwest show. Now listen, she said her mama didn't want this for her. Her mama wanted her to go to school and go get a degree and just have a normal life. But listen, I was bit by the bug, and this is what I wanted to do. She's an independent artist, so she's not signed to a label. But look, nowadays, independent is the way to go. We've had that conversation before. Independent, you know, listen, ain't nothing wrong with a little independent vibe to it. So, she looks like she's going to be an interesting addition. I'm not really sure what else more is going on with her storyline, but she's definitely an interesting personality. I mean, I'm gonna be nice. I'm just going because I'm gonna be nice. So let's move on. That's a new member, okay? New member of the show. So then we run into Bambi, who's having Erica Mena and what's my girl? Oh shoot. Sierra. Over to the house. Bambi said, listen, we went down to that family reunion, down to Arizona. Me and Scrappy, you know, we might have been having some problems, but, you know, we were good enough, you know, a couple of them nights, and I definitely got pregnant in Arizona. So we know that Bambi is pregnant. This is her 3rd baby. This is baby number 3. And she basically has had them kids, boom, boom, boom. And that's a lot. We know that her and Scrappy were already struggling and having some issues even before that, and so things don't seem to have gotten better. She says that she's still really struggling, and Scrappy just doesn't understand, and he is just not there, and he's not supportive like she needs him to be. Erica shows up, and again, Erica's talking about life is really hard. her and Safari are not in a good place. This is around the time that Safari is tweeting that marriage was the worst thing that ever happened to him, the worst mistake he ever made. That kind of thing. And she said, listen, life just ain't no fairy tale. Like, this is just not what I signed up for, or what I thought I was signing up for. He's not the man I married. And he's just not there like I need him to be there. So Sierra gets us caught up. We know that Sierra was proposed to by BK, but a week later she broke up with BK. She said, listen, I realized that he just won't the one. He just won't the one. And, she's talking about she got a new bae, honey. She got herself a new bae. And, she said people might feel like it went kind of fast because it seems like she hooked up with him less than 2 months after she broke up with BK. But she said he is everything I need him to be. He is this. He is that. He is yada yay. And BK just, I dealt with the infidelity. I dealt with the rumors of infidelity, and it just was too much for me. When he got down and he proposed, well, we see. I'm combining scenes. Hold on, I'm gonna pause on the BK thing for a minute. Erica really gets and lets the ladies know that things just are really, really bad between her and Safari. Like, to the point where she doesn't even know if they're going to make it. It's just not good. It's just, they're in a bad place, and it's just not a good situation with Safari. She said it's at the point now where they're just like roommates. He sleeps, they don't even sleep in the same room, and it's just not good. And Bambi says pretty much the same with Scrap. Like, listen, he ain't here. Now, I didn't know if she meant he not here like he ain't home right now, or if he ain't here, like he ain't here. But basically, they're just, again, speaking on how bad things are with them and their marriage. This is the first episode, so, we just getting a lay of the land. We just trying to figure out all that it is. Kirk and Rashida, listen. Kirk and Rashida are just trying to find time for them to be together. They did the couples therapy thing. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what the lady told them. But what it seemed like the lady told them was, y'all are not giving each other enough alone time. You're giving too much time to the kids, to the businesses, to everything else. And y'all need to find some alone time. Well, they were trying to have some alone time, and Carter kept interrupting them. When Carter wasn't interrupted, and the phone was ringing. And listen, Carter is too old to be sleeping in the bed with y'all. Listen, I don't mean no harm, but y'all didn't have to go all the way down to Arizona to get the advice that you said that woman gave y'all. And why I keep saying that woman, AJ, okay? AJ Johnson gave y'all that advice. Listen, that is common damn sense. Common sense said that big boy don't need to be sleeping in the bed with y'all no more. Like, come on. That boy. If that boy old enough to turn on his PlayStation by himself, he is too old to sleep in the bed with y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And there's that. And the fact that y'all needed somebody to tell y'all that y'all not making enough time for yourself, I don't mean no harm, but you didn't need nobody to tell y'all that. Anyway, I hope that's not their whole storyline, cause anyway. So then we see, we back to Sierra. That's why I said let me pause on Sierra. We back to Sierra. Sierra went down to the jewelry store to get the ring, her engagement ring appraised. And we see her going kind of deeper into the situation with BK. So he proposed, and she said nobody in her family was happy about it. She said even her mama got on the mic at the engagement party and was like, I mean, I don't like you, but I guess I got to go on and accept you. You're part of the family now. Now, when your own mama tell you on the mic at your engagement party, that might give you a moment to, sort of pause for a moment and be like, damn, mama? For real, mama? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta kind of be like, damn, mama. She said, but she realized in that moment that he just wasn't the one. She said, I realized I had fallen out of love with him a long time ago, and I just need to break away. So she said a week after that, she broke up with him. Now she's down to the jewelry place appraising the ring. Now I'm waiting for the guy to come back and say the ring ain't worth nothing. But he says it was a $60,000 ring, and so she proceeds to use it as a credit on her account and buys up a bunch of jewelry. Now, I don't know if that's how it really works, but okay. I mean, I've never had a $60,000 ring, so I don't know if that's how that works. But okay. She got a new man who treats her right. He's the one. And she said, I know people might think I moved on really quickly, but he just treats me really well. And, I love him. We done went to Dubai together. We done traveled together. We done this. We done done that. He's the man. He's the one. Okay. We're going to get back to Miss Sierra and BK. Okay. Who else did we see this episode? We didn't see a few people we didn't see this episode. Anyway, so we see Safari and what's my boy? Scrappy. They're down to the gym, and Safari is talking about how horrible they're commiserating on how horrible married life is. Scrappy is saying how hard it is, and they just really struggling, and with baby number 3, they are just not in a really good place. Things just aren't good. And then Safari starts talking about how horrible married life is. Here's the thing. When Safari said, nobody told me how hard it was to have a child, and why didn't somebody tell me that when you have a child, you are giving up your life as you know it, and that you basically no longer have your life changes. It changes everything. Sir, you are in your 30s. Somebody had to tell you that. Somebody had to tell you that having a child changes everything. Somebody had to tell you that once you have a child, your world, your priorities, your focus has to shift to that child. Somebody had to tell you that. And I'm listening to, now when I hear Scrappy complain, I don't get as disgusted, because I feel like some of Scrappy's complaints, I hear where he's coming from. I still think he being a man, but I kind of hear where he's coming from. But Safari, his complaints are so juvenile and childish. Now, the one thing he did say that I agree with, he said, when we get to arguing, I don't like the name calling. Calling me out my name, I don't like it. Now, I can understand that. I understand, especially coming from your wife, I can understand you not wanting to be called all kinds of and you this and you this and you that. Like, I can understand all of that. But her coming at you, and for you to go to social media, Scrappy was trying to tell him, listen, when y'all have y'all beefs and y'all going through what y'all going through, don't put it on social media. Like, don't put it out there for the world, for them to have everybody to have an opinion, for them to have public thought about what's going on in your life. Don't do that. You are opening up everybody to your world, and that's not everything ain't their business. Because then when y'all make up, all that's still out there. And so, Safari basically is like, listen, I'm ready to be done with this. Like, I'm not going to be unhappy, and I'm not going to force somebody else into an unhappy situation. Like, he sounds like he's done. Like, in this conversation, he really does sound like, listen, I've done it. I've tried it. It didn't work. I'm moving on. Like, this ain't what I wanted. This ain't what I signed up for. He was like, she's changed. She ain't the same. Erica's saying the same thing about him when he don't do the same things he used to do. And just... But his complaints just sound so juvenile to me. So elementary school. So immature. He said, I don't want to argue anymore. I could understand the not wanting to argue, but I don't feel like you're listening. And Lord knows I don't want to be taken up for Erica Mena. However, between the two of them, I think Safari is probably being the more juvenile out of the situation. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know these people like that. Now, in the meantime, and in between time, BK has been all over social media talking about Sierra and how she did this and did that and dogged him out and cheated on him and he did. And Sierra was like, I just need to go down here and get him straight because he is all over social media and I just need to go down there and get him straight. First of all, Sierra, what the fuck you had going on when you went down there? You looked like you had on some lingerie and your hair was still clipped up. Wait, why? Huh? Why your hair still pinned up? Like you couldn't even go through the trouble of combing your hair to go down there and talk to this boy. And it looked like you still got on your lingerie. Like, was that your outfit? So she walks up in there, and of course BK is like, well, hello. But she said she hadn't talked to him or nothing. Now, BK's BK's side of the story is this. We got engaged. A week later, you disappeared. You didn't give me no formal breakup. You didn't tell me what was going on. I just basically, you left, and I saw you out in them streets with a new dude. So his conclusion is you was cheating on me the whole time. You was pretending one thing, but you was really just cheating on me. Now, Sierra, of course, her version of the story is no, I broke up with you because I got tired of dealing with you and your stuff, your other women, your other situations, and I got tired of it. And BK is like, girl, stop lying. Like, I never cheated on you. I was never entertaining no other women. And she was like, boy, stop lying. You had all kinds of women running around in and out, and I just got tired of dealing with it. We were on again and off again, and I was tired of being on again, off again, and I just jumped off the train. Then she, was like, well, you just need to get over me. You just need to get over me. I mean, stop doing that. Stop. You just need to get over me. Just let it go. And I was like, girl, like, I don't even think that's what this is about. Like, I don't think it's a get over me situation. Like, I'm going to have to wait and see how this continues to unfold throughout the season. But my first impression of this situation was, okay, BK was BK, right? You knew the dog he was from the door. They told you 3 years ago he won't do no what. You got fed up, you got tired, and I do believe you just kind of walked away, and you might have sent him a text or gave him a quick little Dear John letter. And I feel like he thought that he deserved better or more. Mind you, the whole time she's sitting there talking to him, she's calling him somebody else's name. She's calling him Eric. I said, Sierra, you're doing a lot. You're doing the most. That scene was a lot. So last but not least, we have Safari and Erica Mena. Safari comes home. We see Erica putting the baby away. Now, let's be clear. Knowing what I know now, like if I didn't already know that Erica was pregnant, I wouldn't be paying that much attention, and I'd be like, oh, Erica just a little thick. But now that I know that Erica is pregnant, and I can see on here, it is clear that Erica is pregnant, and it's funny that everybody is ignoring the elephant in the room and pretending like they don't see that Erica is pregnant. But I'm gonna let y'all have it. We're gonna pretend like we don't know she's pregnant. Okay, Erica not pregnant. He comes home and Erica was like, whoa, nice to see you. And he was like, yeah. She was like, it's been a while since I've seen you. He said, yeah, I've been sleeping in my studio. She was like, is that good for you? I mean, does the studio, hug you back? When you hug the studio, does it hug you back? He was like, no, but it don't yell at me either. It don't call me out my name either. So they proceed to have a conversation about their marriage. And I feel like in that moment, Erica was being very sincere. And she might have been doing it because the cameras was there too, let's be clear. But she was being very clear in communicating with him what she wasn't getting and what she needed. Safari, on the other hand, I feel like Safari is already checked out. So I don't feel like his conversation was about how do we work this out or how do we figure out where we go from here. I feel like Safari, I feel like he absolutely was just like, I'm going to go through these motions. I'm going to film these scenes so I can get done with it because I'm really done with this. And by the end of the conversation, Safari was like, listen, do what you got to do. She was like, what you mean, do what I have to do? He was like, I mean, do what you got to do. I mean, if you don't want to be here, we ain't got to be here. If you don't want to do this, we ain't got to do this. Basically saying, if you want to get divorced, let's get divorced. Now, he's mad because she threw away their wedding picture. She put the wedding picture in the trash. And he was like, well, why would you put the wedding picture in the trash? She said, you literally tweeted to the whole world that marrying me was the worst mistake you ever made. Why would you care if I threw away our wedding picture? Now, I mean, I'm sure that was a lot of drama of her throwing away the wedding picture. But again, now you mad? How you mad? How do you think it's okay to throw a tantrum on Twitter and Instagram, and then when I respond, now I'm wrong? Again, I don't know what happened to precipitate him going to Twitter and Instagram and saying what he said, but it doesn't change the fact that, okay, you took it. Us arguing within our home is one thing. You taking it to the public, okay, now that's taking it to another level. And now I have to respond. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. That was the first episode, and we will talk about it later. Peace.